Welcome back, you bastards. Today we're going to be talking about a streamer who goes by the name of Lacari. He's like a Kick/Twitch streamer, and recently he has been involved in another scandal. Now this is a very big controversy. Actually, it's not even a controversy. He's kind of just got exposed fully out. But what actually ended up happening is Lacari was streaming just like any other streamer would, but Lacari ended up opening his notepad on his computer, and that notepad had a lot of links which led to, let's say, a lot of cupcake material, if you get what I'm saying. Now, typically, whenever a streamer shows something bad on stream, they have two options. They can either A, use it to clip farm or a farm and, get millions of views, which I would not recommend in this specific situation, and you're going to find out very soon why. Or they can do option 2, which is end their stream after showing whatever is explicit on their stream, right? And you're going to see in this video that Lacari chooses to go with option 1. He decides to keep streaming even after he leaks his own CP to his entire stream. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Now, something that you guys should keep in mind is Lacari started streaming with around 1,000 viewers, and by the end of his stream, he had almost 10,000 people watching him because people found out what these files were and they started sharing them on Reddit and Twitter, and people from a whole different lot of streams started piling up into this one stream, causing Lacari to get this surge of viewership. Now, something that you have to keep in mind is Lacari has TTS on, which means his chat can basically harass him as much as they want, okay? And as you're going to see, that's exactly what ended up happening. Now, after Lacari initially opened up his notepad, his chat actually kept asking him to reopen the notepad because they wanted to see what links were there, and it just made everything a lot worse. Now, the thing about Lacari is Lacari isn't just some small streamer with 100 subscribers. He had thousands of viewers, subscribers, whatever you call them on Twitch, okay? And not only that, but Lacari has actually collaborated with a lot of big streamers such as Train.
But that towel I didn't give you. You went and grabbed, and that's actually a towel that I use for my face. So that's why I was triggered when I walked in the morning. I'm like, yo, why is that towel sitting there on the bed? Are you being serious?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But imagine using someone's rag. Imagine your friend has a rag that he cleans his face with, and you use that to jerk off. Like, it just sounds completely insane. Yeah, as you can see from this clip, he is a kind of a weird dude. It kind of seems like he can't just control himself. Now, all of this started when Lacari opened up his notepad, and a lot of people saw that there are links in these notepads, right? So what did they do? Everyone knows whenever you're streaming, you have to be very careful, because if you show something for even 1 second, everyone in your chat is going to stop, go to that point in the stream, take a screenshot, and figure out what to, look at and decode and see what message they can find, right? And that's exactly what happened here. When Lacari first opened up his notepad, people started taking screenshots and sending them all over, and people from Reddit actually started typing in the exact links, and they found out that this links that Lacari had in his notepad actually led to some CP, some cupcake material. And because of that, people just started going off on him. Now, this green box was added in later because it's just there to censor out the things that you should not be looking at. But this green box was not there in the beginning. So in the beginning, this was not there, so you could fully access it. You could fully see every link that was there, which is actually very dangerous.
K-feeds. Let me at least add a way to the list of champions that I like.
And for some of you guys wondering what the files actually were of the cupcake, well, it's not really the cupcake material, but it's like similar files of just horrible stuff. Here it is. And yeah, as you can see, yeah, the files ain't looking too good for Lacari, okay? Now, one thing that you're gonna notice is on Lacari's notepad, this wasn't the only tab. There was multiple tabs, okay? And on another tab, we found out through these Redditors that he had even more CP material, cupcake material there. Now, I don't know about you, but I just don't understand why anybody in their right mind would have CP on their computer, first of all, and second of all, this much of it. Like, there is, like, okay, if you have one, okay, then you can make the excuse that, oh, I clicked a link, which he talks about later in this video. He talks about, oh, I clicked the link and this CP material came from a virus and I would never download it. But that's only believable if there's only one CP link, right? It's like going on the dark web and seeing it by accident because you're just clicking through random links. But this, having this many gigabytes of it, is absolutely insane. At that point, you can't really defend yourself, okay? What are you gonna say? You clicked on a million links and you just downloaded all this CP content? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. And anyone that's defending Lacari in the comments, screw you, okay? You're all horrible people. You're all bastards. Now, one thing you're gonna notice about Lacari is he's pretty much open about everything, okay? He does not have a filter because on stream, Lacari literally says himself, okay? He says, I have not just 1 gigabyte or 2 gigabytes, but 3 terabytes of hentai.
Surfing aside, the got downloaded. Just got downloaded. I opened up the text document. I saw what was in it. I deleted the text document. But the problem with Windows 11 is that even if you delete the text document, it apparently still stays there. So it was still there after I deleted it. I'm sorry, like, I have like 3 terabytes of hentai on my hard drive, bro.
Okay, I don't understand why or even how you were able to make a file of that much, but like, he's like almost like, it just feels like he's boasting about it. Like, he wants everyone to basically clap for him. Oh my god, you have 3 terabytes of hentai? That's so amazing. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, clap for you? Now, another thing that Lacari does is he starts blaming this CP material on Windows 11, saying that Windows 11 keeps the link and it doesn't remove them even though you remove them. But that doesn't make any sense. It's Windows 11's fault because it's not deleting this material even though I deleted it, which is just a bogus lie. Like, if you're gonna lie, at least make the lie good, right? But then what actually ends up happening is Lacari's chat actually starts turning on him, and some of these people are saying some of the funniest stuff, like how Lacari is gonna need a lawyer.
Ruval League, definitely get a lawyer. Oh, I guess I can call for a lawyer.
For what?
Well, they're saying they're scaring me. They say I need a lawyer.
Yeah. And another example of his chat making fun of him is when Lacari actually picks one of his subscribers. So in his chat, people are sending him money and he has to read the comments. And one of the comments is talking about comparing him to EDP445, which is absolutely hilarious, okay?
Who is EDP445?
Now, throughout this stream, Lacari actually goes to the bathroom for a pee break. He says he needs to go use the bathroom and then he says he'll be right back. But what actually ends up happening is Lacari ends up going to the bathroom, not just for a minute, not 5 minutes, not 10 minutes, but over 20 minutes long, okay? Now, the speculation here is Lacari was having a full-on panic attack. Everyone saw that he had some cupcake material on his computer and he was basically just trying to calm himself down, because what ends up happening is after the 20 minutes Lacari comes back, he's actually a whole different person. Before, he wouldn't even be reading the chat or even acknowledging the chat, and then suddenly he comes into frame and now he starts going off on his chat. He starts, you know, being like, hey, how can you guys accuse me of this? And this is actually something that happens a lot when someone feels like they've been wronged. When someone feels like something's not true, they start getting aggressive and mad because they know this thing is not true. And I think that's what Lacari ended up doing. He wanted everyone to believe that he was innocent, so he started pretending like he was actually genuinely mad so people would take his side. Well, it turns out that didn't really work.
I said my piece, man. I'm gonna keep streaming. We're gonna do viewers day. I'm done with this. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna keep streaming. Matter of fact, I'm gonna stream more because you. I'm not gonna sit here and take this bullshit anymore. My chat is way too toxic for me to be put down by some LSF who are virtue signaling, acting like they already know the full story.
Now, another thing is, Lacari's friends, yes, his own friends, started calling him and then talking about this whole situation.
Just wanna ask you one thing.
What's up?
Did you know that was in that fucking links, in those links, okay? Do you know?
No. Listen, man,
Okay, so how did you get those links?
because I download a lot.
Then started asking him about all the links and this entire situation, how it unfolded. Now, while all of this is happening, Lacari actually ends up going back to Notepad and making some fake text files, so that way the CP files end up going down, so that way you can't see them, and the new text files that he made are at the very top, so that's what you're reading, right? But like I said, people noticed this and they started calling him out for it. Now, throughout this entire process, Lacari's chat is probably the thing that you should be focusing on, because his chat is saying some of the funniest things, okay? For some reason, Lacari's chat is literally saying things like his cortisol spiking. Like, it's just so funny, bro. Like, and then Lacari starts asking like, what's cortisol? And they're like, it's a hormone or whatever. And it's just hilarious.
Cortisol? What does that mean? Oh, it's a stress hormone?
And then his chat starts making, you know, these threats of saying, hey, Lacari, this is one of your last days of being a free man before the FBI come banging through your door. It's actually hilarious. Now, this story does have a happy ending. We found out that Lacari has actually been banned off of both Twitch and Kick, so he can no longer stream on any of those platforms, which is probably the best thing, because when you have an audience of major kids watching your content and you have this type of stuff on your computer, it's just very dangerous as a person, right? I wouldn't want any of my audience to watch his streams, because after finding this out, a lot of people just distance themselves from him, which is something that you should do, because even Asman Gold, he texted Lacari and he was making fun of the situation, but it's because he didn't know the full story. He thought it was just hentai that got leaked, but it turns out after he found out it was CP, he actually made a video and he said, you know what, if I would have known, I wouldn't even have contacted him. So yeah, the story does have a happy ending. And this is just interesting. Like, how can you have this much CP? How can you be this much of a degenerate? Okay, Lacari, I mean, hey, Lacari, if you're watching this video, first of all, you need to go on NoFap. Okay, if you need help with NoFap, I'm your guy. Okay, I have hundreds. I have like 10 videos on NoFap, okay? Watch those, okay? It will help you get the mental clarity that you need, so you don't have or need this much degenerate stuff on your computer. But hey, Lacari made the mistake. He's got to pay for it. Let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think about this whole situation? Do you think Lacari should be forgiven? Or do you think that the community is making a right call by calling him out and saying that, hey, we do not want to be associated with someone that has CP, okay? Listen, if you have hentai, sure, whatever, I don't really care. But CP is a whole different thing, and especially lots of it. If you go on the dark web, like I said, if you click a link on the dark web and it takes you to that, then it's like, okay, you showed that on stream, but you were doing like dark web things and you didn't really want to see that. But having downloaded files of that, that's a whole different thing. And especially folders of it too. It's like you're kind of keeping them organized for some weird reason. But yeah, as you can tell, I completely hate Lacari. If you hate Lacari too, make sure to like this video and subscribe, because that means we're on the same page. Anyways, my name is Kyle the Conqueror. Like, subscribe, and join the conquest. Peace out.
Streamer Lacari was live on Twitch when he accidentally pulls up his notepad, which appears to have some very questionable content.